As you can see, the reaction proceeds spontaneously, which is visually confirmed by the glowing ODG less than 0 indicator right here.
Good morning, students. Today's question from January 23 and 2025 question, and this question is belongs to thermodynamics. So now coming to the question. Here delta H values and delta S and temperature and spontaneity. So they given the four options. In these four options, which options are correct and which options are wrong, incorrect statements they are asking. So now first option, if you are observed, delta H value positive value and delta S value negative and temperature is at any temperature, then that reaction is a non-spontaneous. It is correct statement or wrong statement they are asking. So now coming to the actually delta G, that is the Gibbs free energy change, that is the negative. Delta G value is a negative, that is the spontaneous reaction, that is a spontaneous. If delta G is a positive value, then it is a non-spontaneous reaction. Delta G is negative, it is a spontaneous. Delta G is positive, then it is a non-spontaneous. But they didn't given the delta G values, but they given delta H sign and delta S sign and temperature, that is the any temperature or low temperature also they given. So now the relationship between delta G and delta H and delta S and T, that is the delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. This is the relationship between delta G, delta H and delta S. Here delta G, that is the Gibbs free energy change, and delta H means that is the enthalpy change, and delta S is a entropy change, that is. So now we have to calculate delta G is a negative, then we are getting that it is a spontaneous reaction. If delta G is a positive, then it is a non-spontaneous reaction, like that we can say. So now substitute all the values in this. So first one, coming to the, what is the formula, that is the delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. So now option A, what they given, delta H value is a positive, delta H value is a positive. Next, delta S is a negative. So here temperature is any temperature they given. So this is minus T. Delta S is also they given negative. So now this is a positive value. Minus of minus, this is a plus. Temperature and delta S something value is there. So now this is the positive value and this is totally is a positive value. So total if you add it, then you will get the delta G value is a positive only. So delta G is a positive, then it is a non-spontaneous reaction. So they also given it is a non-spontaneous reaction only. So A is a correct statement. Next, coming to the B, delta G equal to delta H. Delta H what they given, that is the positive value, minus T means that is the low temperature they given, low temperature, and delta S is a positive value only they given. This is the positive value. Now it is a positive, minus of plus, that is the minus. This is the low, temperature is low, temperature is low. So that's why this total value will be low. Total value will be low. This is the low value and this is the higher value. Compare here temperature is low they given. So this total value low temperature into delta S value, total will be low. So now here which value is more, that is the positive value is more and negative value is low, then we will get the positive value only will get. For example, minus 100 plus 100 minus 50, for example, this is the positive value is more and negative value is less, then totally finally we will get the plus 50 only we will get. So same like that. So delta G value how much we are getting, the positive value only we are getting. So that's why it is also non-spontaneous reaction. Delta G if it is positive, it is a non-spontaneous reaction, but they given the spontaneous they given. So this is a wrong statement. Next, coming to the option C, delta G equal to delta H, they given the negative, minus T, that is the low temperature they given. Next to delta S is also negative they given. So now this is the delta H value negative, and minus of minus, this is the plus, and this value is low. Why? Because temperature is low. Here for example minus 100, delta H value is a minus 100, and this is for example 60. Then final answer how much? That is the minus 40. Why? Because negative value is more and the positive value is less. So finally we will get the negative value. So delta Z is negative. What is that? That is a spontaneous reaction. But they given the non-spontaneous. So this is also wrong statement. Next, coming to the option D. Delta G equal to delta H, that is the negative value. Delta H is a negative minus T, any temperature they given, any temperature, and delta S is they given the positive value. Now delta H value is a negative. Next, negative into positive, that is the negative value. So this total value also will be negative. So this is the negative value and this is the negative value. For example, this is the minus 100, delta H value is a minus 100, and T delta S is also for example minus 500. This total value how much? That is the minus 600. So then what will which value will get? Negative value only will get. Then delta G is a negative, then it is a spontaneous. So they given also spontaneous only. So option D is also correct statement in this. So now this given information in this, A and B are correct statements and B and D are the incorrect statements. Thank you.